draft thing that over a little bit. But yeah, we've seen Players Unknown look very dominant and convincing all evening, and they stand to have their toughest challenge yet in the form of Blink. These guys are not strangers or newcomers to the scene. We've seen some very coordinated engagement, some really crisp flanks and things like that from Players Unknown. Blink have all the technical ability to match that for sure.
So I just asked Picante how long they've been a team for. 2 days.
What?
2 days.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 days. I know. I spoke to him at Dom. He was like, "Yeah, I'm putting a team together. I've got Cribsy, I've got Domo," and he was like, "When we get back, I guess I'll see who we can."
To have only been together for 2 days and to display this level of coordination, I'm impressed.
Yeah,
I am
agree.
truly impressed. Wow. You would have think they had been playing for 2 months. I mean, it really just speaks to their high-level technical ability and understanding of the
their
game.
individual playing. From here, they can only go upwards, right? So
when your individual understanding of the game creates a level of play like this, where it's just like, I'm playing Greymane. I know if I jump in, the correct play would be for my other damage to jump in with me. And then the other damage on the team is like, I understand the game enough to know when I see Greymane jump in, I should do that. And when everyone's on the same page like that, that's amazing. But when you add the team synergy on top of that, that's when you have a special team. This is a team to watch out for.
Yeah, for sure. They've got a long road to climb, and they're starting off a decent point on that hillside. And they just got to run for that final bit, and they'll definitely climb the ranks rather quickly. Probably not going to make it in the first Crucible because we're almost up for the HGC Open, but next season, if they stay together, they can definitely put some work in.
I hope they do.
Camera away.
Oh wait, the lobby mode's standard? Yeah, they should probably change that.
Probably.
All considered. Womp womp. I'm not gonna point out who the host of the content.
I mean, he said he is studying between games. He has a final tomorrow. Apparently, it's finals week for him. Our finals are in 2 weeks' time.
Oh wow.
That's gonna suck. Yeah. I'm actually gonna try and get one of my finals moved to the day before because it's a Saturday final on the day of the Dorm All Stars game, and I really want to play in that. I'm gonna be like, yeah, my British Airways, they changed my flight and moved it forward, so I can't make that final. Yeah.
Cause I'm British, like I'm EU, so.
EU lol.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like the Dorm All Star thing, I think it's still material. I don't know if they've like fully thrown it out there.
We got the email.
But yeah, some of the best players at Dorm this past year gonna a little bit of a tournament, and the caster's gonna be involved. It's gonna be cool. Got the
you better pick me. That's all I'm saying. You better pick me. Actually, I can understand if you pick HecJ over me, but
yeah, that guy knows what's up, man. I heard that guy knows what's up. But we do have the draft underway. Blank on the right side, enjoy the luxuries of first pick, first ban. And we were talking about this dilemma. Who do you ban out? And they're going to go with the meta choice and take Zarya off the board. As scary as Players Unknown has been, I don't want to see them with Zarya. That'd be crazy.
I mean, that's just not going to happen, though, is it? Let's be frank. Shielders are pretty good.
We see them.
I mean, Apex gets Lucio, so this is going to be like a Lucio. Oh my, what?
Okay. So what we're seeing right now is a team that is really enjoying their momentum and sense of confidence.
That's a statement.
When you spend exactly 0 seconds locking in heroes, what you're saying is, I'm playing my game. I don't even care what you pick. Do your worst. And when you have Dome Variant on Medivh, you can make that argument.
I mean, it's a statement, you know? They could have gone Arthas, they could have gone Lucio, they could have gone Greymane, they could have gone all those high-level power contested picks. They could have gone Dahaka. Falstad is, of course, contested, but they lock in that Medivh fearful that will get banned out in that second rotation, kind of hindering them in the draft. This is that double-sided coin that, yes, being a one-trick does help you towards that second ban phase, but it can also hinder you. Go Zeratul Muradin.
Muradin. See, okay. This is the first time we're going to see Zeratul this evening. A playmaker for sure. I'm a little surprised.
Wait. Isn't Muradin the playmaker? Isn't that his heroic?
Ooh, hey. Memeing and dreaming out here. Memeing and dreaming out here. I just thought we were going to see Arthas, man. You do see Lucio.
I agree.
Man.
Yeah, this was the dilemma that I thought they'd be down to. Do they ban the Lucio and Choke supports, or do they ban the Arthas and Warriors? They do go for the Lucio, so we're going to see Apex debut a new hero tonight. He's only played Lucio and Malfurion up until now. So, question is, do they need the cleanse? The answer is probably yes. Has to be Rhaegar. They could also go for the Ariel if they pair it nicely with something else. They could go for a bit of a weird support. They could maybe Breakwing because they have the extra fallback of the Medivh. I mean, it's not pretty at all, but it's definitely on the table. Rhaegar, Arthas, solid combo. And then they'll probably round it out with, I think, a Greymane is solid in that last pick, but it may just get picked up here.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for Blank to net a takedown here. You know, as far as coordinated play goes, Ancestral Healing along with Force of Will is going to give anybody on the side of Players Unknown an insane amount of staying power. So the coordination is going to have to be real. We're going to have to see some next level Void Prisons, and I believe Blank is up to that task, but they're going to have a very narrow margin with those two heroes getting picked up.
Yeah, for sure. Now this 4-5, you're looking for a ranged DPS and then either solo lane or something.
Did you see what this game has gone to the birds after the Medivh Falstad pickup?
I think that's Argy, and I think I want to kill him. Greymane Lunara is really nice.
Oh.
Lunara in Medivh can't really deal with Lunara's damage over time too well, nor can Rhaegar. Rhaegar is probably the worst support into Lunara. And Lunara into Arthas, so good. You just kite the Arthas for days, and he can't really touch you. You get him low enough, and then suddenly there's a VP, and Greymane and Zeratul are all up in your face. And yeah, so this last pick has to be something which can effectively deal with that Lunara and try and get something. Maybe the Valera could actually work here as well, just bypass everything.
I think that could definitely work here. But it you know, the story of this draft has been pretty funny to me, because like at the beginning, Players Unknown, they were like Eligiggle. Like they just locked in Medivh Falstad like straight away. They didn't think about it. End of the draft, they see Lunara show up and they're like, all right, add to carry the 5/5. Oh, now they're using every second of the draft. Now they're thinking emoji. Like they're just trying to figure out what they want to do. They use every last ounce of time they have left and land on Tychus.
So you're looking to for sure pressure up the Muradin. He jumps in, he loses 40% or so of his health away. That is indeed a lot of pressure. Your team fighting is also very strong. Odin, can't argue, is a strong pick in itself.
I like it.
But I can see the merits. I think I just prefer Blank's comp a little bit better. I think they have better tools to deal with everything that Picante and Co are bringing to the table.
I think it's going to come down to positioning and the merits of the Zeratul. If Zeratul's able to incite fear in the members of Players Unknown, then they can have a really good time. But it's also going to be hard for Zeratul to ever escape against the portals of Damaverion. Like he jumps in, he's super flashy, he's flipping around, and then he's like, all right, I'm going to E out. I'm gone, guys. I didn't get the kill. See you later. There's going to be a portal there.
Yeah.
So it's just going to come down to the Zeratul play, I feel.
Yeah, I can definitely see the level 10 revolving around Lex getting these VPs. But yeah, I'll go ahead and introduce the team on the right, start things off. So I did mention Lex on that Zeratul, the guy to look out for here. Araragi is the bouncing beast that is Lunara. Ethics on the Malfurion, Balling Beast on the Greymane, and Grizz on the Muradin. The other night we only really saw him play Muradin and a noob, so he is on a comfort.
Yeah, this is gonna be cool to see. Over on the left side, we got players unknown. Picante's on Falstad, Medivh again being played by Damavarian. Missed the Warrior on Arthas. Cripsy's playing Tychus and Apex to support, showing us his Rhaegar prowess.
First time tonight for Apex as well. Domo right away spotting out that Muradin. And they've actually gained the ground already, have Blank. There is a route in return, but no real follow-up. And you just look at that 1Q from Araragi plus an auto, and Mist is feeling it already. They're blocking the rotation. I do like this. Grizz getting punished a little too much.
Apex presses the issue. The double root goes down. No dwarf toss. Greymane's going to go down. Do they continue to chase after Grizz? He is able to mount up. The portal was already used. That was available. You can believe that would have been a second takedown. Lex Luthor was able to push his top lane and get some soak, but Picante flies in. Make sure they minimize that. Right now, players unknown off to a pretty good start.
Yep, as expected, coming out from the gate strong. Domavari, in fact, a nice usage of the portals to start us off in this game. Picante did fly top, missed only a handful of minions, as Lex did shove that in pretty hard. This is an interesting bush right here. Question is, who steps into it?
Well, they're playing that. They're like, shh, shh, wait. To see.
Now Mist shows.
Showing some patience. Cripsy rotates
Needs to be a
down.
root.
Yeah. Triple Altar is going to be here in 20 seconds or so. Apex rotates, joins the fray. Falstad is on the side of players unknown. We saw the value out of that hero. We might see some more wind tunnel shenanigans later on. I like seeing that earlier.
It's not bad actually into Medivh, because Gust is a great way to stop Portal having value. So wind tunnel at 20, it's not bad. Interestingly enough, we're gonna see the siege camp here picked up by Blank before players unknown even sniff it out nor get their own. It's going to be a Falstad cap into their altar at the top. Domavarian playing around Vorpal Blade very nicely. Lex is just waiting at the other side. Domo will actually fall here as well. No!
Nice try, Lunara. I take his, or no, Medivh, Master of Escape. Dude, you know how hilarious it would have been though if Medivh jumped into that portal and Zeratul was just waiting there.
I mean, Domo knew that was happening, but like,
oh man, dude.
You know, Domo's just like, yeah, I knew I was getting out, mate. No sweat. This is just another day in the office, you know.
I mean, there are good Medivhs, there are great Medivhs, and then there's
Domo.
Right,
Yeah.
to have that kind of heads-up play, a lesser Medivh would have been like, see you later, I'm jumping in the portal. And Zeratul would have been waiting with open arms. But,
so the question is, what do they do with this camp now? Well, they're going to look to pressure up, right? So they clear this wave, but the camp is a little bit off. I'm surprised that we went for Colossal Totem at 1 instead of the Lightning Bond. I think it's just a lot better on this map to get value on these camps. Tychus running and gunning in. Cripsy, baby. Unlucky.
Running, gunning, waiting to respawn. The first takedown for Blank comes in the form of Tychus getting blown up. Lex Luthor forces back Medivh, showing signs of life. That Tychus pick pre-Odin, looking like a pretty juicy target.
Yeah, exactly. Bibbidi Bobbidi Dead was Tychus.
I did, my friend. I definitely did.
So right now, again, camps are just going to be taken off cooldown. Mist gonna step in here, gets rooted into stun, but does have his trusty Domavarian there to help him out. It's gonna be a 4-on-4. Araragi not gonna be too pressured, even though he was isolated. And you know, Zeratul is just this immediate counter to the Falstad. You play around Vorpal and the Singularity talent at level 7. Falstad has such a hard time peeling away, which is where Domavarian will come in for the safety. Builds right now seem pretty standard. The Secret in the Dark, of course, getting picked up at 7. Dust of Appearance for Medivh is a difference. That is just purely looking out for the Zeratul. Activate to reveal enemy heroes in the area surrounding Medivh for 10 seconds. Doesn't cancel Raven form. We usually see the extra bird's eye, so now he pops it. They see the Zeratul. I believe he was just out of range, actually.
We saw value out of updraft. Picante could have definitely gotten caught out. Stormbolt goes in on miss. Force of Will is going to help him out for the moment. Araragi gets rooted. Gets the cleanse, though. Nicely done. Lex Luthor pressures Picante, but two heroes. The front line both explode on either team. Tychus follows up afterwards. Ball and Beast is on the chase. Can they get the...
Did you see Medivh? Medivh went and capped the enemy shrine. They trade 1-for-1 here, and Domo's going to keep stalling. Watch for a portal down. He's going to pop on in there. Gets 1 Q, shields himself, pops on out. Now Apex is back. Don't know what you were doing there.
Lagif? Right. Yeah. So
they're going to stall this for days, though. And Falstad has fly in 5 seconds. Domo will fall. But look at the HP bars. Grizz is finally back. He's the only one that's healthy. Ethics almost out of mana. They can stall this if they want, but it looks like Falstad will just go back down bottom to soak up this wave. They trade 1-for-1. I feel like that's the trade that Picante and co were looking for.
With the Master of Escape going down, something huge to consider. It ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, but that resets Master's Touch. Yes, something that Damavarian's probably like, wait, what happens when I, like,
yeah,
it's been so long, right? He's like, why is my screen blue? Like, where am I at in the map right now?
Why is there a timer next to me? Right?
Thinking emoji.
Wait, Master's Touch says 0 and I'm level 8? Buzz,
right.
Hello?
So that's definitely going to do a lot to stall the offense of Players Unknown. I mean, if that's a trend that can continue, that could have a lot of impact. Picante has to be real careful. Lex Luthor, he normally plays support, but hello on his Zeratul. Gets chased down, though, by Rhaegar, ironically enough. Ouch.
Yeah, Lex has actually switched things up on this team. He is the solo lane player. Of course, Ethics can support and tank, but he went for support, and it's Grizz playing the tank. So Lex Luthor, he's been working on this role for a while, in fact. This time, going into that solo lane. Picante right now looks like a feeding ground for the Zeratul.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, when you're at half health against an up-and-awake Zeratul, he was hanging by his fort and almost got taken down. So to stick his neck out that far is a vote of confidence. In the top lane, Damavarian spots out 2 members of Blank. Rotation is there from the rest of the Players Unknown. They're eyeing his top top camp, but with the solo Altar of Air spawning in the bottom, they're going to rotate back down.
They are going to rotate down as the team. A little bit of pressure there from Lex onto Apex, just saying, hey, I'm a Zera. I can sniff you out. Grizz there gets 1 stun. He did go stacking Q, stacking Stormbolt at level 1, so he is trying to up those numbers a little bit. Leaping Strike for the Lunara just applies a lot more burst potential onto Cripsy, onto Falstad, and onto Domo and Apex. A lot of burst coming in. Cast Bullet straight on Mist.
Gets knocked down to half health. Force of Will is there. We see Odin. Leyline Seal locks in 3 members of Blank. We'll kind of follow. We see the Mighty Gus forces back Lunara. Gets the stiff arm. See in a moment. Cannot get the kill on Ethics. Leaping Strike gets some value. Araragi, low on health, is able to go out of there afterwards. The root almost got Zeratul. But the sustain is real from the members of Players Unknown.
Yeah, and Ancestral is still up as well. They didn't need that big spike of healing in that team fight. Lunara almost able to find the kill onto Falstad, but the second Leaping Strike had to be used for safety rather than chase. VP was less than ideal. Like, you got the Rhaegar, so look to burst someone else, but they just didn't have the chance to. You either want to isolate that Rhaegar and burst, or get a 3-4 and dream off of it. Neither of those actually successfully. Still an 8-shot lead, however, for Players Unknown. A lot of nothing really happened there. The outcome didn't really matter.
Yeah, at the end of it, Players Unknown come away with that Altar Curse Bullet. The short cooldown that it is definitely has got to be a point of concern for Mist, because we saw his health bar just evaporate. I'm actually surprised to see that level 1 talent for Muradin, though. Going up against a situation where you're up against Tychus, their whole idea is to burn you down. Why not go 3rd win? Interesting.
I'm not too sure on that one. Chris has been throwing out his Qs a little bit off cooldown, kind of like that, and if you do that consistently, the opposing team will catch on to that, and as soon as they see the Q, they're looking for that engage, because that is your major cooldown, it is your major peel potential, and if you're throwing that out willy-nilly, then they're going to exploit that.
I definitely think we'll see that. Master Touch only has 7 stacks so far. Picante spots out Lex Luthor. Not again, he says. Barrel rolls out of there. value again out of that updraft. Mist rotates around. Damavarian keeping the eye in the sky on 3 members of Blank. That's one of the most aggravating things playing against Medivh. Like, you just can't. There are no surprises. He's everywhere.
Just wait till maybe level 20. He could go the wave clear talent, and at that point, just watch him walk up to a wave that's coming out of your base. He'll Q it, go to the next wave, Q it, go top wave, Q it, and suddenly you're pressured. It's so hard to play into.
Well, 2 altars show up. Both of these teams on the verge of hitting a level 13. The root goes in, stalls the first attempt at the altar. Stun goes in from Grizz, getting melted down by Tychus. He's going to get full value out of the bigger they are, or is he? Gets patched up pretty quick. Force of Will goes in. Here comes Optimus Prime shows up. Damavarian drops a portal. Root goes in. A lot of damage. The cleanse can help Ball and Beast. He's trying to get the heck out of dodge. The rotation, they chase him down. Arthas secures the kill.
Nice
on
VP.
Greymane there. Nice forward prison. Can they turn it around, Haas?
Ethics finding it hard to actually step up into that VP. He did get a 2-man root, but he just couldn't walk past Mist to get an effective dream.
Greymane taken down. It was gonna be tough. Damavarian's gonna get this altar. The Mighty Gust forces
Twilight
back to
interrupted.
living, remembers. Something of a blessing, though, because having that available now can definitely help him out.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Again, 1-for-1 trade on these shrines. They still want to look for more on this Damavarian. Lex Luthor does get spotted out. They're trying to go Domo, but that shield negating all of the poke. Now looking in, they still have 2 stacks of leaping. They still have the Twilight Dream. Cursed Bullet is back up. Greymane is basically here. They can bully their way on in. Take this camp.
This is something that Players Unknown have not yet seen tonight. Aggression after the objective. The rotation is there. Even Talonteers. Why not look for a scrap? That's often a lull in the action, but I like that decision a lot from Blank.
Yeah, they knew they had the advantage when it came to heroics, and they sniffed it out perfectly, knew exactly where their opponent was, and you know, it's sometimes all about those small gains, and that one was certainly small.
Well, I mean, when you're down 8 points against a team of the caliber of Players Unknown, you're not going to get too many opportunities. So the ones you can take can definitely lead to other things. Grizz trying to lead the charge on Mist. Force of Will down for the moment. Greymane was not there for the Cursed Bullet. But Lex Luthor's going to mount up, try to chase him down. Falstad, meanwhile, in the top lane, getting some value there. Old Split Bush Falstad hanging out. But he showed top, so I'm wondering if we'll see Blank try to make something happen.
And Season Marksman is almost stacked, and there it is. You wanted something to happen. Oh!
Wait a second. Twilight Dream right at like, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a takedown on Falstad. Blank is starting to do it. Misses the next target. The portal isn't going to be there. No. Arthas gets taken down. Crypt sees the next target. Is able to run and gun out of there. Just avoids the root. The Stormbolt's going to miss as well. But you can't Ancestral Healing yourself, Haas.
Cannot. Ballin tried using the go for off cooldown. It wasn't even go for, my bad. Tried jumping in onto Domo. A lot of burst coming in from that cocktail. Domo very low in the back, and there should be 3 altars coming in. Lex grabs top. Ethics gets bot. Wait, Lex didn't blink?
I would be really
He kept
surprised.
the altar, walked away, and didn't blink.
I'd be really surprised if he uses E to get... Maybe he uses E to get there that fast to steal that.
Maybe.
Who knows?
But they're
Leaping
going on
Strike goes
Cryptsy.
in.
Yeah, nice stun.
Cleanse
Oh!
Health bar gets reset. Force of Will. They turn on Malfurion. His face gets blown up. Double root afterwards. Greymane's going to get taken down as well. 3 heroes gone on the side of Blank. Well, they lost that last team fight. Players Unknown responded.
Yeah, and they were like, well, we've already aggroed boss. We might as well finish it off, you know? That's what it gets for looking at us awkwardly when we're trying to team fight. They will, in fact, get 8 shots off the back of this, halving what was left for Blank, putting them on a mere... Nope, my bad. 12 left.
Ooh.
Ignore me. 8 in total. 12 left. 8 difference. They got 16 just before that fight happened as well, so it was actually a really nice fight to take. A little bit of a mess up by Lex. They have the 2-man VP. Leyline comes out in response, and this stops any follow-up from that VP dropping.
Grizz is trying to help his teammates get out of there. Lex Luthor, do you have your E? You do not. Zeratul going to go down. Percanti flies in. And they're actually going to be able to come away with this Sapper camp. Level 16 now picked up, but it's all too late for the members of Blank.
I was like, hey, you invaded our camp last time. They're going to return the favor and get more off it. Lex falling this time. They get the camp. What turns into 1 tower, the gate, and...
That was nice. The Stormbolt actually saved the Sapper
Yes.
from... It didn't matter in the end, but
No, it didn't. But yeah. Nice timing, you know.
I commend the effort.
Yeah.
Over 16 was picked up. You see Choking Pollen, Executioner, Stone Form, Sentence to Death, Tenacious Roots, Afterburner, Reabsorption, pretty much a mini Ancestral if it's timed properly. Not too shabby. The added slow from Rayguard.
I like this from Players Unknown. They knew that a few players were at base. They were just hanging around on that tunnel. Mist actually had his E on as well in case Lex came through stealth. So really nice just game sense and game knowledge there. Top tier. That's when you know your player is good.
Right now, the members of Players Unknown have a level lead. Single altar affair. Both teams have 4 points apiece. No keeps have actually been claimed yet this game. So, you know, for all the scrapping, Blank's definitely been able to hang on to their structures. 8 takedowns to 8. All considered, this is a pretty even game.
Yeah, it is a very team fight orientated comp. Neither of these teams have very few like pushing and sieging capabilities, which is why we're seeing them go face so often. Grizz has to get cleansed there as Curse Bullet comes in, followed by the Ancestral. Arthas, they're stacking heroics.
You see the Avatar go out, Leyline Seal, Araragi jumping all over the place. The Q from Falstad is going to net that takedown. Twilight Dream into a Void Prison. Can't and Blank respond. They get the takedown on Medivh, but the damage is absolutely real on Greymane. 2 heroes down the side of Blank. Mist is low. Stormbolt, the cleanse. Is he going to be able to get out of there? And thanks to the Army of the Dead, he escapes. Malfurion goes down, and Mist says, not even close.
Nice
dude.
team fight win there. 3 for 1.
He had like
Arthur's
52 health.
just flexing. He's like, you know, you can get me as low as I can, but at the end of the day, I've been hit in the gym. You know, I can force my way on out of there.
To answer your question, sirs, I do even lift. But Lex Luthor tries to get some kind of poke on Crips. He decides to jump out of there, which is a wise decision. Only 8 points left on your core. Conti flies up top. Should be able to get the majority, if not all of this keep. And it's starting to fall apart for Blankhawks.
Yep. 20 is just around the corner for Players Unknown. It is going to come very shortly, and once they do, this top bell tower is probably under a lot of pressure. I don't think we've seen this top camp get picked up once, so all of this damage up top is purely coming from Picante and his auto attacks. And we're going to see a little bit more pressure down bot here as well with the Sapper camp of Players Unknown picked up. Ballin doing his best to clear the wave, but of course the Domavarian flying above you, you know you can be pressured by a portal at any time.
Looking at the damage really quick, 51 damage from Tychus, only 23 from Medivh, so Domavarian hasn't really found himself in a position where he can go off like he did earlier tonight, so kudos to Blank for mitigating a lot of the merit out of that pick. The root goes in on Lex Luthor. He's like, well, I'm just going to go away. Throws a W. Fakes like he's going to jump in, but Picante is all over the map. You don't have an E. The Q! 27 health! What the heck?
Calculated.
You had to lean in for that. It's calculated.
Either way, like Lex has not looked comfortable on this Zero throughout this game, and he almost screwed it up there. That would have been a game-losing play if he'd have died there. These level 20s are in. It's Wind Tunnel yet again. Picante's going to get flamed by his team after this. A lot of damage going on to Arthas already. Curse Bullet forces the Army of the Dead out, but that big red button from Odin, Picante pressured once again on the back.
A war on 2 fronts. Leyline Seal on 3 members. Can they follow up afterwards? Araragi uses 1 leaping strike. The other one, the ragdoll, hits the ground in an awkward fashion. Picante's going to start drawing that altar. Should be able to come away with that. Twilight Dream silencing the crowd for the moment. Missed an Apex on the chase ice block. Might ended up sealing the fate of Ethics. He's low on health. Another daring escape. Not too bad.
Not today, but it is just 4 HP left, and they can actually look to take them out. With Lunara down, that's a lot of damage. They're just going to go straight for the boss. They don't want anything else off this. They know the VP is down. Curse Bullet is the only pressure. Lex knows this is happening. Grizz jumps in there looking for the Tychus. Cleanse comes out. Mist is very low on the front line. Curse Bullet comes out. The Wind Tunnel will secure them the game once again. What a talent. Picante, if he gets flamed this time, I don't know, but Wind Tunnel wins yet another game on Towers of Doom. Who knew?
Look, all I'm saying is 2 times tonight, we see Picante pick up wind tunnel. He presses his R key, and then within 30 seconds, we're looking at the victory screen. This is an objectively true statement, Haas. There's no
flaw to it. Wind tunnel has 100% win rate across 2 games, and it was used to great effect. You could almost say it sealed the game in both instances in which it was used.
I'm not saying, Haas, but I'm just saying. Excellent play from both teams. Blank definitely showed signs of life, but I agree with you, Haas. I feel like Zeratul, there was never really a moment where I was like, wow, the Zeratul's going off right now. Like, Zeratul's really making plays. The Void Prisons, at best, were just mitigating the circumstance to the team fight. There was never really a moment like the Void Prison goes down, it's like, oh, that's the team fight, because they didn't really have the follow-up like that. It was just tough for them.
Yeah, it was either used... The first time it was used, it isolated Rhaegar and they got nothing off it. Yep. And then from then on out, it was either used in a position where Ethics can't then step up and combo. We saw there was one down bot where he just about got a root off, but couldn't step up for the dream. Or it was used too late on in the fight, and by then Twilight is still being held, but Ethics can't get any value off it at that point. Lex just didn't seem comfortable on that hero. He wasn't pressuring Falstad in lane. Falstad had a lot of free push up top, as shown by the amount of health left on that bell tower. So a little bit more to be desired in Lex's play. Hasn't fully transitioned over to the role, I feel.
I don't know if it's technical ability needs work. I mean, there's always room for improvement in general, but against that comp, I just think it was a flaw in the draft. I mean, they went for Falstad Medivh right out of the gate, so it's like these guys know how to play the game. Like, so if Zeratul jumps out and tries to get some damage, and Medivh is all around, Force of Will goes out, and then you're just there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Zeratul was gonna be the way to go. Even if it was played like a god tier Zeratul, was just like he can't really jump in there like that.
It definitely felt a little bit lackluster.
But we are going to Dragonshire for the second game. This will be the first time we're seeing this tonight. Argy said, Lex, I wanted a B-step after that escape. There were a lot of like sub 100 health, just like, guess I'll get away with -4 health if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Easy.
I will live.
And the other thing to consider, Leaping Strike was ambitious. Cause every time Araragi jumped in there, he used it once, he had to use it immediately again because his life was on the line.
Like, it's okay into Tychus because while he's Odining up, you just leap, and he's at like 50% health and pressured so much, but there was never really an opportunity to get that. They were looking for the fast team fights, which is why Thornwood doesn't get as much value there. If they were going for more of a slow style, then fine, which I actually like into Rhaegar Medivh, but they were going for the blow up off the VP, off the Twilight, off the Leaping Strike. Just didn't get the value it needed.
So I definitely